avenue and keep it there. And apparently that has showed that that's kept crime down in certain areas. They've been doing that for years, actually. City of Paramount, yeah.
Okay.
No cop in there, just a police car, randomly sitting there. I don't know if that works now because motherfuckers don't care about the cops, but this was a while back.
Interesting. I mean, I can see that. I can see that being a factor. I can definitely see that being a factor. Poverty is a consistent crisis and trauma.
That's why medical students intern in the hospitals in the hood. Oh man, I mean, shit. Some of the hospitals in the hood have the best surgeons and all that shit, man.
They have some of the best trauma centers. One of the best trauma centers in the country is at Martin Luther King, about 2 miles from the house. Because they get AC.
What do you know about King? Because there was a legend back in the day that they called it Killer King, obviously, and there was a legend that if you get taken there, that it wasn't going to be a good situation. What do you remember about Killer King? And it was kind of a bit. They had a small part in Menace to Society where they took Kane to Killer King.
Martin Luther King Hospital was built right after the riots. That was one of the deals that the politicians cut with the government to bring in a hospital that can handle, because we didn't have no hospital back then. We had to go to Harvard General, which is about a good 10 miles away from the hood, or you had to go downtown to Big General, which was another. You got East LA, you got all kind of areas being bombarded with their situations. So they built Martin Luther King Hospital on 120th and Wilmington, and it started off being a good hospital, man. Then as gang situations started getting worse, you got bombarded with traumatic shit, man. You got 5, 10, 15, 20 shootings a night. You ain't got but a couple of doctors on staff. No matter what hospital you go to, it's only a couple of doctors, or maybe a few doctors. I ain't gonna say a few doctors on staff. Everybody else is the nurses, nurse practitioners. So you got motherfuckers running around trying to pay attention to, just like on the news, on any other medical show, man. Doctors is running around trying to handle people, and you can't handle all these AK-47 shots, 9 millimeters to the neck, the people bleeding out, and how long they been bleeding before they got here. So yes, people died, but they didn't shoot them. No, here's the crazy part: the hospital was trying to save them, but they didn't talk about the niggas that was out of the niggas in the niggerverse out shooting people. Send them to the hospital. The hospital
exactly. They blame it on the hospital.
Huh?
Blame it on the hospital, not the niggerverse.
Yeah, they're not magicians. You put 4 or 5 9mm shots or 4 or 5 AK-47s on somebody, they probably not gonna make it. They probably not going. You cut somebody from ear to ear, on across the throat from ear to ear, he might not make it. She might not make it. And then you combine that with a bunch of situations at one time, man. A person only got so much attention to play and it's usually go by high priority. Don't go in there with a broken leg or something. Man. You might be there. You might be there for a day or two. But I tell you what I will know from personal experience. When I was in that car wreck and my mother-in-law died, they had 2 options to take me to Sentinel Hospital or Martin Luther King. And just so happened, dude, I swear, I got stories that people don't believe. Just so happened, the ambulance driver, the fire department, the paramedic recognized me from playing as kids. I swear, I know it sounds like bullshit. It's the honest to God truth. The paramedic who picked me up recognized me from riding mini bikes as kids. This is my partner taking me King. I heard him say it. They got a much better trauma department. Okay. And that's where I went with my fractured rib, my fractured ribs, bruised lung, and dislocated shoulder. That's why I went to King. That's why I woke up at King, and they transferred me to Kaiser after they checked me out. They transferred me to Kaiser.